Did you know there was a time when salt was worth more than gold? It may sound impossible, but this was the reality in the heart of West Africa, in the powerful Mali Empire. Imagine living in a society where blocks of salt were used as currency, and owning them could determine the power and wealth of a king. This isn't just a curious historical tale. It's a profound reflection of how the value of things can change radically depending on culture, environment, and necessity. Today, we're traveling back to the 13th century to explore how salt shaped the economy, politics, and daily life of one of the richest empires the world has ever seen. The Mali Empire emerged in the 13th century after the fall of the Ghana Empire. Strategically located between the Niger and Senegal rivers, it controlled vast trade routes that crossed the Sahara Desert. Mali wasn't only rich in natural resources like gold, which flowed abundantly from its mines, but also held control over something even more valuable to many people: salt. In a region where extreme heat and intense sweating required constant replenishment of minerals, salt was literally essential for survival. And wherever there's need, there is value. But what made salt such a reliable form of currency? For starters, it was scarce in certain areas, and extracting it in places like the salt mines of Tagaza required long, dangerous journeys across the desert. Caravans of thousands of camels crossed scorching dunes, transporting rectangular salt blocks stacked like bricks. These blocks, known as amole, were heavy, durable, and easy to transport, making them ideal as a unit of exchange. In many parts of the Sahel, salt was accepted as payment for goods, services, and even taxes to the government. In the Mali Empire, wealth was not measured only in gold. Salt was stored in royal depots, distributed as payment to soldiers and merchants, and traded in bustling markets. Arabic records of the time, like the accounts of the traveler Ibn Battuta, described Timbuktu and Gao as commercial centers where salt was treated with reverence. In some regions, a single salt block could be worth as much as a significant quantity of gold, especially in areas far from the mines. This challenges modern logic. How could something we now sprinkle on food rival the world's most coveted metal? Salt also held symbolic and spiritual meaning. It was used to preserve food, purify environments, and in religious rituals. Its presence extended beyond economics. It was part of culture, spirituality, and diplomacy. To gift someone salt was a sign of respect and alliance. To lose access to it could mean isolation or economic decline. Controlling salt wasn't just a commercial advantage, it was a weapon of power. One of the most fascinating episodes involving salt and Mali's wealth is the famous pilgrimage of Mansa Musa, the empire's most renowned ruler. In 1324, he traveled to Mecca with a caravan of thousands, including slaves, soldiers, and servants. Laden with gold and accompanied by camels carrying salt, Musa gave away so much wealth along the way that he caused inflation in Egypt for years. But what few mention is that among the riches he carried, salt was also a symbol of imperial power. After all, it represented the economic foundation that sustained all that gold. Over time, salt's value as currency declined, especially with the advance of European colonization and the introduction of minted coins. But its role in the history of the Mali Empire remains a powerful reminder that the value of things is a social and economic construct. What seems trivial today was once treasure, and Mali's salt story shows how human needs shaped the world. Around them, building empires, toppling kings, and defining what is or isn't valuable. So next time you toss a pinch of salt onto your food, remember, you're holding in your hand what was once one of the most important currencies in the world, a symbol of survival, wealth, and power. In the heart of the desert where gold sparkled but couldn't quench thirst, it was salt, that ruled.